I think that most games could be improved with the addition of co-op functionality. And with E3 having left us in the middle of the night with nothing but sticky, dirty hype, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was announced, and along with it, one very interesting feature. If you tap the Wolf Link Amiibo from Twilight Princess onto the gamepad whilst you're playing Breath of the Wild, you'll activate Wolf Link, a companion character who will help you in combat and hunting with the same amount of hearts you had when you completed the Cave of Shadows. I, for one, think that this is an excellent new feature. Wolf Link fits in perfectly, and it's excellent to see this badass form of Link make a return. However, I think it could be improved. And that brings us to the question, Nintendo, as of late, has been pushing a strong, cooperative multiplayer experience in most of its recent and upcoming titles. I mean, we've got the new Super Mario Bros. Series, Super Mario 3D World, Legend of Zelda, Triforce Heroes, Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, Metroid Prime, Federation Force, there were co-op modes in Pikmin 3, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, Sonic Lost World, Yoshi's Woolly World, Sonic Boom, Donkey Kong Returns, Tropical Freeze. Even Nintendo's latest R-Wing offering, Star Fox Zero, had a co-op mode that no one was expecting. With this push, it wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo didn't have at least some form of co-op in mind for this new title. Here's my suggestion. Why not make Wolf Link an optional second player? You tap the Amiibo, press start on the second controller, and boom, you have a second player who can help you hunt and assist you in combat. I don't feel that this would change the gameplay in a large sense. Resources like health items would just need to be shared between the players, which in turn would add an extra layer of challenge to the game. The biggest issue I see in this is the camera. In the gameplay we've seen, the camera strictly focuses on Link, and to have the camera pull out to also focus on Wolf Link would create issues. The best solution to this issue is to map one player to the gamepad screen and the other to the TV. Of course, with the game also being developed for Nintendo's upcoming console, codenamed NX, would this be a feasible option? This solution is entirely dependent on the NX having a controller with a screen too, which I honestly think it will. It's safe to assume that the NX will have backwards compatibility with the Wii U, and for that to work, the controller would need to have a screen. And who knows, maybe the console Falco was playing in the Star Fox anime was actually what the NX will look like, and the controller will have a second screen too. Of course, if the NX doesn't, there's always the option for the second player to control the wolf using a 3DS. As we've already seen in Smash Bros. And Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, the Wii U already has the capability to connect to the 3DS, and using a handheld to control a secondary assist character isn't unheard of either. In the Wind Waker for the GameCube, a second player could play as Tingle via their Game Boy Advance. Doing this allowed the second player to assist in battle via bombs and provide small bonuses to the player at the expense of rupees. Playing with a second player became my preferred way to play Wind Waker, and I was very disappointed and surprised that Nintendo didn't implement the Tingle tuner in some fashion in the HD remaster. Of course, the implementation of a second player completely depends on whether or not you can bring Wolf Link into dungeons and boss battles. I've looked, and the only footage I've seen is of Wolf Link in the overworld. If the dungeons haven't been designed around having the wolf in them, maybe this idea isn't as feasible as I'd like, because implementing it fully would require redesigning the dungeons to allow for Dogmeat to join you. Either the wolf would be useless in dungeons, or they'd have to make two entirely different sets of dungeons depending on whether or not the wolf is activated. And that's not great, because either way it requires the devs to work twice as hard as they already are, and people will miss content unless they play through the game both ways. And then we'd get into the issue of the developers effectively hiding large chunks of content behind a paywall, and that's a discussion for another time. Plus, to fully implement this would take so much time, and the game has already been delayed like 3 times or so as it is. But those are just my thoughts on the potential for co-op in the Breath of the Wild. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to have a discussion about this. You know, maybe we could get a different secondary character, Toon Link. Or make Zelda playable. That's a big topic of discussion surrounding this game. Anyway, thanks. Bye!